Today we'll be going over how to run cold emails going into 2024 and beyond. Recently, there has been a ton of changes on Google in their cold email policy that has had people screaming like the death of cold email. This new setup is a must to implement for 2024 if you want to continue to book hundreds of sales calls every single month. So let's start with what everyone was freaking out about. There were recent updates from Google talking about new things that they're implementing. Let me start with some headlines. Google is making it harder for bulk senders to fill your Gmail with spam. Google is preparing to enforce new Gmail requirements that aim to reduce spam, improve email security, and make it easier to unsubscribe from commercial email senders. The new requirements will be imposed on bulk email senders defined as those who send over 5,000 messages to Gmail accounts every single day, effective February 2024. Google will begin enforcing a clear spam rate threshold for bulk email senders to prevent them from bombarding Gmail users with unwanted messages. And bulk senders will also be required to provide Gmail recipients with the ability to unsubscribe from commercial emails with a single click. Requests to unsubscribe must be processed within 2 days. Google also says that bulk email senders will be required to strongly authenticate their emails by following Google's best practices. There was a ton of buzz about this, but let me tell you why there's no need to worry and how we can help you crush it in 2024 despite this. Firstly, if you didn't catch me specifying that this only applies to Gmail accounts. So the guideline does not apply to 5,000 emails sent to Google Workspace accounts only, just the Gmail accounts. And if you're sending mass emails to Gmail accounts, you're probably not doing cold email for the intention of actually getting business. The key here is not just to get a bunch of emails blasted to a bunch of unqualified people, most likely hoping you're going to get responses. What we need to do is we need to make sure that we have the best data available, which we can do from a lead scraping tool. I'm going to show you how to use a tool like Instantly Lead Finder, which will allow you to get correct data like lead business owner data so that you actually end up in the inboxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Instantly AI. I'm going to go to their lead finder. And with the lead finder, I have the ability to search by job titles, location, industry, employees, keyword filter, domains, job listing, technologies, news, department, management levels, company name, and much, much more. There's millions and millions of people that we can choose from. And we know that if we're reaching out to a B2B company, we are getting the B2B email address and it's not going to be their personal Gmail account. Let's just do an example. If I wanted to reach people in law practice, for example, if I wanted the management level to be C level, and if I wanted the location to be in the United States, for example, here's an example of 222,000 C level people in law practice. So if my niche was law. And as you'll see in the email, these are not Gmail accounts that we're getting. This data is good. It is rich. It is accurate, and it's going to avoid you getting a bunch of Gmail accounts and then ending up just blowing up your domains. The other reason I like Instantly Lead Finder is all the other information that it provides to us. So it has the phone number, the location, employees, industry, keywords, company news, and much, much more. So one of my favorite features is just searching by keywords. So let's just say my niche is plumber or plumbing or HVAC, and I want people management level C level in the United States. This allows me to search by keywords within their name as well as keywords that are assigned to them as a contact. You know, if the niche isn't in the industry, then I can always search by keyword, and that provides me a significant list to choose from. So what I can do is I can save this list if I wanted to. I can go ahead and add these lists to a list within my Instantly just to manage the lists. Or what I can do is I can go ahead and add them to my campaign of plumbers. And what it's going to do when I add them to my campaign is it's going to automatically verify the contact, which is going to provide an extra layer of security, knowing that the person that I'm emailing, it's actually their email. So what Instantly's Lead Finder will actually verify the email address is in fact active, or if I send an email to it, it's not going to get bounced back, causing a bad reputation for my domain. Second thing is we want to talk about avoiding spam. So one of the biggest problems that I see with cold emailers is that they'll use their personal emails, or they'll buy an email, they'll link it up, send a bunch of emails, and actually think they'll be successful with it. If we do this, we're going to lose trust with the domain, lose credibility, and all of your emails will end up in spam. Instead, what we need to do is we need to buy multiple domains, link 3 emails per domain, and use Instantly's warm-up tool. The warm-up tool will slowly start to send emails back and forth to the fresh email to establish that it is in fact a trustworthy sender. 2 weeks later, we're pretty much going to be ready to rock. So all we want to do is we want to go to GoDaddy.com and we want to buy a domain. So let's just say my company name is GoFlow Marketing. So a bunch of variations that I'm going to do is go goflowmarketing.com, work with goflowmarketing.com, get goflowmarketing.com. Typically what I advise is to buy 10 domains, and with those 10 domains, we can link up 3 emails per domain, and per email, we can send about 50 emails per day. Of course, if you want to send more, you just need to use the same ratio. So if I buy 10 domains, and I'm going to be able to send 1,500 emails with the 3 emails attached to it. After we go ahead and buy all of our domains through GoDaddy, we're going to want to go to workspace.google.com. We're going to want to go to solutions. We're going to want to click on overview, get started, and we're going to start to build out our Google Workspace per domain. So again, if we bought 10 domains, we're going to have to do this 10 different times. And then you'll get to a point where you create your emails, set up the emails per the domains, and we're pretty much ready to rock. So once we have the emails, the login information, all we need to do is we need to go back to Instantly. We need to go to our email accounts. We need to click on add new. We're going to click on Gmail G Suite, and then we're going to follow the steps here. So first things first is we need to make sure our forwarding POP and IMAP settings are in fact set up. So if you follow the hyperlink, it'll drive you directly to set that up. And as we can see right here, IMAP is enabled, POP is enabled. Next, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and do the option 1 OAuth. This allows us basically to connect our emails with an authorization token. So if I go here, I go to Workspace Admin Panel, go ahead and click on Add App, OAuth app name or client ID. I'm going to go back to Instantly. I'm going to copy the client ID. I'm going to go back to our app. I'm going to paste this, click search. Now we'll add to our workspace. That will allow us to connect all of our emails to Instantly. Then once we add all of the accounts, all we need to do is go ahead and click on enable warmup, and that's going to start to slowly send emails back and forth from the emails that we just linked up. And this is about a 2-week process, but it's going to be paramount to making sure that you are set up for a win in 2024. Lastly, to crush it in 2024 with cold emails, we want to use multiple sending pools to send from. If I'm sending a bunch of cold emails from, let's just call it one account, and that account all of a sudden ends up in spam, and let's just say it gets connected or doesn't start working again, we're going to be toast. This could cause us to miss out on revenue, leads, and the opportunity to continue to grow our business. Instead, as we're setting up the campaigns, we want to make sure that we have enough email accounts in our rotation to ensure that an account doesn't get banned, and we're basically just not putting all of our eggs in one basket with one email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to campaigns. I'm going to go ahead and click on the campaign that we set up here. I'm going to go ahead and click on leads. I'm going to add the leads into our campaign, and as you can see, status is verified per Instantly's lead finder. I'm gonna go ahead and click on sequences, and I'm gonna start writing our campaign. When I write our campaign, basically how I like to frame it is I have their name, and I have a personalized line or a compliment based off of the columns that we were able to get from Instantly's lead finder. Usually I lead with a compliment. Looks like you're doing some excellent work in the plumbing industry, definitely made me eager to reach out. Then we go to the pain points. Especially in the intro email, I will say something like, notice a lot of plumbing companies deal with seasonality issues and struggle to consistently get an influx of consistent homeowners needing your service or new heating and AC equipment. Then I do the implication to the pain point. This makes cash flow unpredictable and probably stresses you out. This allows them to understand that we know what their business is about. If we're cold emailing them, and if we're coming up with a novel, if we're being a generalist in our cold emails, we're not going to have a lot of success. Then we're going to transition to our offer, which is basically we created what's called a pipeline social system that helps plumbing companies get up to 5 new equipment deals per week before they don't pay. We again speak their language. We have a unique mechanism, which is the pipeline social system. We have the results that they can expect to get, and then they guarantee. And last but not least, we are leading with value. So we're not saying, let's jump on a call and get you 5 deals. We're trying to lead with value because they don't trust us. In order to get trust, then we can offer a piece of value to start to establish that trust. Then, of course, once they do respond, that's when we want to get a little bit more aggressive with the reach outs and getting the appointments with them. After the first email set up, a series of at least 3 to 4 emails are going to be key. Hey, John, following up on helping you get an extra 5 deals per week in your pipe drive system. Curious if I could send over that guide. And then step 3, I always end with like a fun little email. Hey, I'm interested in 5 deals per week. I'm interested but follow up. I'm not interested in getting more leads. I'm retired. And that is pretty much a pretty standard sequence as far as getting your email set up and ensuring that you have good consistency throughout it. So after I write the sequences and I go to options, I want to select multiple emails that have been warmed up that I'm going to be sending from. Because if one account gets deactivated or something happens to another account and all of a sudden I'm not sending the volume needed, and I'm going to be screwed. By having multiple emails warmed up, multiple emails purchased, you're going to be set up for success. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck stop emails on reply just because we get a lot of out of the office and I typically just uncheck that. Then we're going to save and go ahead and launch this bad boy. That is the new way of setting up your cold email campaigns with the latest changes in Google's cold email policy. If you want an all-in-one cold email tool that is constantly upgrading and adapting to the latest changes in cold email so that you can book hundreds of sales calls and grow your business, check out the link in the description or simply just go to instantly.ai. Also, go ahead and click on this video right here if you want to learn how to use the best cold email software, instantly.ai. I recorded a full tutorial just for you. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.